Erin. I am a born and raised Chicago girl.
Me too.
So what is each of your favorite part of Chicago?
Your favorite part?
That was going somewhere else for a second. What's your favorite part?
Part of me.
Oh, no, I'm
I have a
Bad people.
I have a favorite. I used to have a favorite part of Chicago. I came here when I was a sophomore in high school, and this is actually the first place I ever professionally worked. When I was a senior in high school, I did a pilot, and it filmed in Chicago, and I never went. But this is the first place I kind of dipped my toe into professional acting. But I came here and competed when I was a sophomore in high school, and y'all still had the rock and roll McDonald's downtown. And this is, mind you, this is a 15-year-old kid out of San Antonio, Texas. Grew up in suburbia, and I wanted to go. I forget what the story was. We were here with drama, and we were eating at maybe the Rainforest Cafe or something. Yeah, and I wanted to walk to the, isn't it right next to the, okay, so I wanted to walk to the Rock and Roll McDonald's and take pictures, because my mom had heard about it and wanted to see pictures of me. And so I told my teacher, I was like, hey, while we wait for the food, can I walk the 2 blocks? And my teacher was like, well, it's, you don't really walk around Chicago by yourself. And he sent me with one of the seniors, whose name is Sean Hall. And so Sean was, 18 years old. He was a senior. I was 15. I was a sophomore. And Sean was a little more savvy than I was. I think he grew up, in a bigger city. And so we're walking to the Rock and Roll McDonald's. And I don't think I'd ever really run across somebody on the street who asks you for money. Like, hey, spare some change kind of thing. And not a word of a lie, we go to the Rock and Roll McDonald's, take some pictures. Remember, you have to kind of like skinny up in all the little hallways and take pictures of all the cool memorabilia. And then on the way back to the Rainforest Cafe, sure enough, this guy approaches us and asks me if he can have $5. And my instinct, I was kind of taken aback, and so I responded with, I'm sorry, I only have big bills. To which Sean Hall just went, we're going. And I was like, that's really the wrong thing to say. And I feel like the guy, he gave me a very enigmatic look. I think he sort of was like, I probably should rob this kid, but he's just too dumb. Like,
He's gonna need those big bills more.
He's gonna need those big bills to buy a train ticket home. So I think that area holds a special. I ended up going back there a couple years later with my parents when I shot the pilot when I was a senior in high school. So that kind of area, wherever that is, kind of pops in my head.
I really like the Wicker Park area. There's a place over there that it's kind of changed a little bit, but it's still one of my favorite places. It's called Big Star. And it's tacos and bourbon. And I just never thought to really put those two together or marry those together as much as they have, and they found something beautiful. They have like a bourbon list that looks like a wine list, and you go up and you order your tacos, and it's really casual. And I just remember the first time that I ate there, it was like kind of dumbfounded, because I've been eating tacos all my life, growing up in Texas, and I just never thought to put bourbon with taco, but it was amazing. And then I'll never forget, I went there, I took my wife there. It was me and Daniil and Misha. The 3 of us went and ate there a few years back. And my wife likes real spicy food. She's from New Orleans. Grew up like Cajun spices and all things spicy. And I do too, so a lot of spice in our house. And we also have a lot of spices. And she ordered these peppers that they serve there. And, like you order like char-grilled serrano peppers or something like that, you just eat them. So this bowl of peppers comes out, and she ate one, and like, things started changing immediately. And like, just, she started crying and she was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Two more layers to go, guys. Yeah, she kind of looked like this, just like sweating. And then she's like, oh my gosh, these are the hottest things I've ever put in my mouth. And I was like, what? And she's like, food. And then immediately, because Misha didn't wait to see how it turned out, he grabs one and he throws it. Anyway, long story short, cut to, they're pouring water on their faces. And just like, their whole face is just leaking and I'm sitting there going like, I ain't trying that. And to this day, I've never seen her react. And Misha can attest to it. He was like, it was like torture. Whatever they served them was not what they had said that it was. Oh yeah, just pouring milk. Like, I mean, it was hilarious from where I was sitting. And so to this day, it's still one of my favorite places.
Thank you.
Hi guys.
Hi.
So I had a recent incident with my own kid that led me to wonder, what is the naughtiest thing your children have done that you could not laugh in their presence about, but you laugh every time you retell the story?
Are there too many?
I feel like something happens like on a bi-weekly basis that I have to do this. Hey! No. I'm serious. Yeah, I think just yesterday or 2 days ago, a friend of mine came over and had a present for JJ, and she was sitting there, and he walked in and he's like, JJ, I got you something. And it was this like toy or something, and she looks at it and she just stares at it for a minute and she goes, there's no pink on it. I was just standing there, I was like, whoa! And then boom, then full daddy lecture ensues about how it doesn't matter what you get, you always say thank you, and you know, blah, blah, blah. I was like, listen, it's like, well, what happens if there's no pink on it? Why would I say thank you? And I'm like, listen, kid, I'll march right upstairs, take every pink thing I find, and I will throw it in that garbage if you don't say thank you right now.
You never said that.
And so she, of course, was like, thank you. And I'm like, mean it. Thank you. Great. But it doesn't have any be. Shut up! Kidding, I would never say shut up. But it was one of those things where it was really hard for me to keep a straight face because it's just such a child thing to say. But it's not right. I don't want this. It's not me. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, teachable moment, and I have nothing to teach her.
Because you only accept
We
things.
we had a call from our Tom's teacher this year. He's in first grade, and he was 6. It was before he turned 7. And apparently he had said a word in music class that wasn't welcome in the school. The word started with an F.
Wrong?
Ended with UCK, but it wasn't fire truck. Yeah, and so we were like, okay. And so we get Tom home.
Wonder where you heard that from.
And so we get Tom home, and
Me.
like, Tom, what happened at school today? And he was very obviously like, oh, it was good. Yeah? Anything happen? No, we learned stuff. Okay? What about music? Music was good. Did you get in trouble? Yeah. And we're like, okay, what happened? He's like, I said something. And I think, who knows how it happened? He's like, well, one of my friends called me cow or something. I think they were saying stupid stuff, who cares? And anyways, we were finally like, Jen and I had discussed like, how do we go about this? And we were like, we're gonna make him say it to us. Like, what did you say? He's like, and he looks to us like, I'm gonna be in trouble if I say it. And so we're like, listen, buddy, you can say it to us. We need to hear what you said. You can't say it anywhere else. You can say it to mom and dad. But we're asking you to tell us. And so he says it, and I think Jen, like, the way he was like, is this a trap? So he says it, and Jen and I both kind of like under the table, like grabbing each other's legs, like, don't laugh at it, don't laugh at it. And why did he say it? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, so can you say it anymore? And he goes, and he said it again, thinking that we were asking him to say it again. And we were like, huh? No, I mean, are you allowed to say it anymore? Not say it again, but are you going to say it anymore? He's like, no. We're like, all right. But it's just funny because I don't know what to do. I've never been in that position. So stuff like that when they're saying words. And we also we don't baby talk around the kids. Like, they know.
Clearly.
They know the anatomical word for different parts of male and female bodies. And, you know, like we'll bathe Tom and Shep together, or we'll be changing or something, and we say like, this is called this. We're trying not to make a stigma of it to where it becomes a big deal later. But now our 2-year-old, yeah, I mean, it's called what it is. But now our 2-year-old will say it when she wants to be provocative, and she'll look around like laughing. And you have to remain stone-faced so that they don't get a reaction, but it's really difficult because she knows it's going to get a reaction. She's kind of looking around. So that's two of the things that pop in my head that are G-rated enough to share.
G?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm fairly sure that there's one word in there that actually makes it an R rating. No? Yes!
It's PG-13 these days.
Maybe in your world.
I think it's PG-13 these days.
You might be right. 2 times, and Tom said it twice.
He did say it twice.
To be fair, he said it 3 times. Once at school and 2 in front of you, so.
He's already rated
He's NC-17 now.